right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Help Us Understand podcast. This is Josh.
This is Zach.
And it's Halloween.
Yeah, well, about to be at least.
Well, what is it? Today's the 27th.
Right, so Thursday will be Halloween.
Halloween, yeah. And Halloween has never been a big thing for me. My birthday's in October.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was never really... I'm a Christmas person. So bring on Christmas as far as I'm concerned.
No. Let's get through Halloween first.
Nah, we can skip it.
Are you going to go trick-or-treating?
I might go somewhere with my nephews, like my brother and my nephews. I might, but
I'm being dressed up as a zombie, so I'm actually getting dressed this year.
and Rowan will be
a skeleton pirate.
And what about the wife?
A wife.
Just a wife?
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to wear anything or not.
Fair enough.
Well, hopefully something. But,
okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing this whole zombie thing at work, so I have to dress up as a zombie.
So it's going to be at work.
Like, I got all these blood tattoos to put on. God help me, because it's going to be on my
decorate the office
face.
this year?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I'll show you the video.
Send me a picture because I know that we used to do it a lot.
But yeah, it is Halloween, or time for Halloween, time for scary things. So as such, we are going to have a spooky episode today. I mean, not really, kind of, but
well, here's what I want to talk about first, and we've mentioned this before on the show. I'm a skeptic. I'm not going to say Zach believes everything, but he's more
inclined.
He's more inclined to believe shit that he'll send me a video that's so fucking obviously fake. And I'll just be like, but I don't know why I'm like this, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with, what's the channel called?
Nuke's Top 10.
Nuke's Top 10. Shout out to Nuke's Top 10.
Yeah. Good channel.
Yeah, Zach's a big fan, watches videos, and he'll send them to me a lot, and it will just be him going through these videos of, presumably that people send him.
Or he finds.
Of ghost encounters, or people hear these noises and stuff, and they're all so dismissible to me.
I would say 50% of them to me are.
Easily 85%.
For you, maybe 80%. Like one out of every 6 or 7 videos, you're like, oh,
it's
shit.
all stuff that you could easily fake.
True, but then again, you have to look at the video itself and go, did they? Like,
yes.
There's one, well, but the point is that there's videos where, hey, so-and-so films their crocheting skills, and their whole channel is dedicated to crocheting. And randomly in one of their videos, they have oh my God, I don't know what happened. And there was this weird shit that popped up like a face underneath the bed. And the rest of their channel is crocheting.
So if it's something like that where the channel is
not at all
related to ghosts or noises or anything like
then
that,
you can't discredit that.
I can.
I mean,
I can. If I had a crochet channel and got bored with it one day, I'd be like, put a little face under the bed.
70-year-old Barbara is going to get bored of crocheting and is going to be like, I'm going to have my little nephew go under the bed with a mask.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, I would be more willing to give merit. Credence. I'd be more willing to give merit to something like that, definitely. But that's not the case for a lot of these things.
I mean, it's a few.
They're like they're in an apartment building, for example, and they hear, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that knock?"
Right.
And it's like, bitch, you're in an apartment building.
Which is so funny because it's like, if you don't recognize where you're at, if you're not familiar with where you're at, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You and I would too. If we went into a random empty building and we heard thump, 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 we would probably freak out.
Yeah.
But if that was here, I'd go, oh, that's Rowan upstairs.
Right.
Or, hey, that's the cat. That's the dog. That's the house. On Tuesdays, it tends to creak and crack more often.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you...
Is that right?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you know the sounds of your own home after a while. In the beginning, when we moved in, there was like, when we're done using the shower, the fucking wood under that thing creaks and cracks for the next hour.
Damn, that's
just
good.
Because of the heat and then it gets cooled back down again. It's,
and the water.
You hear thunk. And at first it was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But after a while, like, oh, it's a tub. I mean, you just know.
But then, so then the sounds, granted, if we're in like some place that we're not familiar with, but that one video we just watched where she's in a well-lit office building, and yes, she's the person that's supposed to clean the office building after hours, and she sees a person sitting in a chair. Well, there's nobody else supposed to be in this building. How do you fucking know?
She said in the beginning...
You were told that? You were told?
Well, she said in the beginning that there's no one that... She knows she's the only one that's supposed to be in the building at that time, and there are no other vehicles in the parking lot.
So
in theory, she is by herself. It could have been some random person that noticed the door was open.
It's just logically, my mind will automatically go, oh, somebody else is in the building.
So for reference,
why are these people so quick to go ghost, demon, fucking spirit?
Because when you're in a place by yourself
Mm-hmm.
and you realize that the likelihood of it being a person is small, what does your brain automatically attribute it to? Oh, there's a raccoon. You're going to go, there's a person sitting there. Who is that?
Yeah.
But then what if you're like, there's not supposed to be anyone here and they're just sitting there in silence with their back to the door?
As far away from that window as she was, if I went, hey, hello, and they didn't respond, then I'd kind of be like, all right, then my mind will automatically go to maybe they got some AirPods in.
But it was pretty close to that. She didn't yell, but she was like, y'all fucking see this person?
Yeah, she was whispering
and they were
into the
sitting
camera.
there with their back up against
because
the
I'd be like, hey, and
door.
I'd expect them to be like, yeah, you know? And if they
Right.
didn't respond, then I'd kind of be like,
I'm going to call the police.
well, no, because maybe they're allowed to be in there. It's not my home.
And they're not responding on purpose.
They
It's
could
an
be-
office. You think
After
someone's like,
hours.
I stay here after hours at night.
Some
I
people
sleep.
do. We've stayed after hours at work before.
They're still in business. It's not like the building is empty.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
Now, I've been there till 1:30 in the morning and there were still a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, we just walked through that one. And when you first saw it, you're like, that's fucking bullshit. And then as we talk about it, I've moved your 80% of that video to maybe 60%.
Because you want it to be a ghost.
No, because
you need it to be a
You have
spirit.
to look at the facts.
That's what I'm saying.
Now-
how can there be facts? It's a video.
Right.
The only way that I would believe in something like that if it was me and I saw it.
But right. And see,
Videos can be changed
that's-
and manipulated so easily.
That's fine. However, you listen to the people that are recording, right? There's good people that can act. They can act. But then there's other people that just aren't like me. I am not an actor. I'm a faker, but I'm not an actor.
That's what all acting is.
But like you could hear in their voice, you could see in their disposition their fear.
Well, okay,
And
but
you can start to go, this person kind of legitimately
but their
seems-
legitimate fear in their eyes or in their face or in their voice
is what
or something.
they're believing at the
That's what I'm
time.
saying. They believe that, but me watching the video, I'm just like, that's not a fucking ghost. It's just not.
Right. I mean, and we don't know. I mean, I still have probably 30% doubt on that. I would say 70% of me leans towards, I don't know what the fuck that was.
No, it was no. The only I'm trying to think of a video that you show me where I've actually been like,
Okay, you remember that one a couple years ago? Oh man, this is gonna bring back some good memories.
all right,
So there was a video of I think it was a guy. I think he was in an office by himself. The office was emptied out, and it was a smaller office, and he had security cameras, so he could watch the security cameras.
okay,
And it was late at night, and he looked on the security camera, and the security camera was showing there was motion, and he looked in the far corner, and there was like a head floating on camera in the corner, and it was dark. And he was like, y'all are seeing this, right? He
I
was
saw
like,
this?
yeah, I sent it. Oh, you remember. Hold on.
okay.
And so he goes over to the door that's next to that room, and there's nothing in there. Then he goes to open the door, and when he steps in, you hear, get out!
Oh, in the office,
in the office.
I
And
do
it's
remember
this
that.
disgruntled, evil.
No, it goes leave.
Oh, yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
leave. I mean,
yeah.
it's this evil sounding voice.
But see, something-
And there's clearly no one else. I mean, he was very clear about like the security cameras. Here he is. He put it on himself. He would turn the camera around multiple times to be like, I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
And it shook him to his core so bad he fucking left.
I would too.
I would too. I mean
even
fuck
if
that shit.
I mean, because, and to be fair, if anybody's not seen that video, the leave is very unnerving.
It is.
However,
it doesn't sound natural.
if it was faked, they did a very good job.
Yeah.
I mean, because I remember you sending me that one. I actually, now that you mention it, I'm like, that scared the shit out of me.
I know.
I actually stumbled upon it recently.
Really?
Yeah, well, not recently, a couple months ago.
It's
I should
just,
say.
and that wasn't the only incident. He had a couple of other things happen, like the
Yeah.
door was shutting behind him.
Right. Stuff
I
like
mean, there's
that.
just those type of examples. Could he have made it up? Sure. It probably would have been a little bit more difficult, but at the end, he did end up quitting his job.
But I think people generally, I will say generally, I will say the vast majority of people enjoy being scared or like the idea of like they get a thrill from
It's
it.
an adrenaline rush.
I guess, but like
Yeah.
why people pay. Now, you know this about me. I startle very easily.
Yeah, I know.
And part of it's your goddamn fault because when we used to work together in a restaurant and he used to sneak into people. He used to sneak into the cooler and the freezer behind people, turn off the light and get right in their ear and scream.
Yeah.
You remember when we used to do that
I do
stupid shit?
remember. Yes, I
Piece of
remember.
shit ass. But the idea that people pay to go to haunted houses, they go to, Like I like Universal Studios, and every year they do their Halloween horror nights and stuff, which is cool because they do like things to, talk about horror monsters from movies and things like that. Horror monsters, not horror monsters. Which is cool. You get to see that kind of stuff, but also the whole time you're walking in the park, people are walking past you going, and stuff. I mean, it just scares the fuck out of me, and I don't like to be startled. That's not fun to me. People are paying extra money for that.
You know what that reminded me of?
Oh,
of when we were in the mall
last weekend. Yeah, and I scared those two girls. I really didn't mean to. I don't even know what I was talking about.
I was like almost in tears laughing.
Yeah, we were walking through one of our big malls
in Charlotte. Yeah, it was in Charlotte.
In Charlotte. Yeah, I know where it's at. No, it's in Concord.
Yeah.
And
we were talking about
something. And it was, and for some, when you're like in a room that's loud and randomly when you're talking, it'll get really quiet all at once. We were talking about something and I imitated something and I went, I did like a dog thing. And these two girls jumped 10 feet in the air and looked our direction. I felt so bad.
And we pretended like we didn't know where it came from. We just kept walking.
I didn't even look at them. I just looked down. I mean, it wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to scare anybody. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. God. Yeah. If you're listening, girl, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it's
just paying, paying to go to haunted houses,
right?
Paying to get scared and all that kind of stuff.
And other than today, since I'll be going to one of those events today, I've not normally done that.
No, I don't.
Although it doesn't scare me, I'm not a jump scare kind of person.
Yeah,
I'm just like, why? If I want to get scared, I'm gonna go watch a movie that's like The Conjuring.
Now, see something like that. I've been recently. I have been getting into those movies. My biggest complaint with current horror movies is the majority of it is jump scare.
Yes.
I'm looking for something that I want something that's going to
creep you out.
Seriously. Like one of the scariest movies that I saw years ago. I don't even remember when it came out. Years and years ago, a friend of mine showed it to me. And the majority of the movie was jump scares and nothing in particular, but the ending is what got me. It's called The Strangers. You ever seen that movie with Liv Tyler?
I feel like I've seen that.
And what's so scary about it is it's these people that just are in the house and the whole movie, they're just fucking with them.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, they have them tied up and they're all three of them are just standing there looking at them and stuff. And they're like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. And they pull out a big butcher knife and just set it down in front of them. And so at that point, you're tied up in a chair and you see that you're like, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
And you start panicking. And they're like, you don't have to do this. We haven't seen your face. They take their masks off. And then it's a really fucked up scene where they're slowly pushing the knife into their chest. And I mean, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
And here's what got me. That's based on a true story.
Oh,
that's what fucking scares me. Stuff like that. The fact that there are people out there, well, there were at some point, people out there that just did this shit for fun.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, she's like, why are you doing this? And one of the girls goes, you were home. Fucking what? Like crime and murder and stuff that happens for no reason. There's no motive. It's just to fucking do it.
God,
that shit.
You were home.
Scares
you were taking
the
a
hell
shit.
out of me.
I was sick of it.
Right. I mean, that kind of stuff is what gets me.
Well, and
jump scares and stuff. The Conjuring movies were good. I watched all of them.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's majority of it is just jump scares.
It is, or like the whole.
Yeah,
like that shit.
Yeah. Like the Saw movies.
But see, like that's the thing, and even on some of Nuke's videos, where it could potentially be a person, or there's some where there were real people.
Yeah.
He was like, it's actually scarier to have a real person in this haunted place than it is for there to be an entity. Because if there's a ghost, you might go, oh shit, and run. If there's a real person, they might go,
you don't know what
and come run after you. Yeah,
I mean, I'd be running with a load in my pants, man. I would shit myself. I mean,
why are you running like that? It's wet.
And the idea of going into a place, we've discussed it before. We've talked about it because neither one of us
love to do it.
Neither one of us are very keen. We've discussed it before.
I would enjoy it as long as there's at least 3 of us. You said there's got to be at least 5.
Yeah, because I mean, we could at least like form a circle and like look around and shit.
A circle.
Yeah, stay in a circle.
Everybody stand with your back against each other.
Seriously.
Point your flashlight. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the scariest thing for me about those places is not seeing or hearing something. It's getting something to attach to somebody. That's what scares me. I don't want to bring nothing home, which is why I'll be loaded up with crosses and all sorts of shit to be like, I am good. Like,
I've even seen people on YouTube do that. They'll watch these nuke videos, and in the comments, it'll be like, you're not allowed to follow me from this page or something like
Really?
that. Check the next time you watch one
From
of those
this page.
Watch them. Seriously, people do that.
That's insane.
Like even I don't know. I mean, I get it. That stuff's really fucking scary, but ghost hunting as a career,
Well,
it's not for me.
What about that channel that you and I used to watch a lot?
Mindseed?
Yeah, MindseedTV.
So apparently that they've also kind of been debunked a little bit, which I hate because they were one of the channels that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And if they were faked, they're faked so fucking
Very,
good.
very good.
Yeah, they're really well done. Like I liked Mindseed. Mindseed was a great channel.
Well, when they first started out, I really enjoyed watching it because they did like ghost stuff, but they were doing the boxes.
From the dark web.
From the dark web, they were what are they called? Something box, black box, or something like
Remember.
that.
I know what you're talking about.
Basically, a jinn or a demon was trapped inside this box, and it was sealed and closed up through a ritual.
Yeah.
And he would open it up in his fucking computer
And see
room,
what
and
would
shit
happen.
would just start going crazy. And eventually, he had to move.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's a legit. It feels legit. He had to move because shit was moving around all over the place.
It does, but I mean, at the same time, I remember watching a YouTube video. It was a guy who was debunking Mindseed, and he was going through a couple of their videos and kind of talking about how this was done and why it looks like this and stuff. And even watching that stuff, I was like, dude, even if they did, it's so good.
Right.
Now, here's the thing that made me question that channel as much as I do now. I still like it. Like some of my favorite videos, I go back and watch some of their haunting stuff. What was the one they did for a while? Chasing Purgatory or Hunting Purgatory or something? Is the fact that the most places that they went to, they were getting a lot of activity.
Yeah.
But then also I would start to, believe it more because they would go to the occasional place and get no activity.
Right.
And it'd kind of be like, why are they posting those videos?
That's true. Yeah.
If they're trying, but then coming from a producing side and looking at it from owning a YouTube channel, I'd be like, Zach, if we want them to believe it's a real channel, we need to post a couple videos of where we don't find anything.
Right.
Like logistically, I do too.
Yeah,
and I hate that I think that way. I hate that I have to go.
They might be
a reason.
smart.
I know
yeah.
because it is. If that's how they did it, that's smart.
I'm sorry, but no one will convince me that they faked that one with the piano in the middle of the
I
hall.
will have to say that one is
Never. I will never understand.
That's
how
one
that
of the
was
ones that got me.
For perspective, they went to a home in Tennessee.
And I'll tell you what, I'll post a link to this video in our description on the channel.
Yeah. So they went to a home in Tennessee, and it was apparently an older couple had died there.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, stuff's going on in this house. Can you please come check it out?
Right.
Well, they went and checked it out. They smelled some smells. They heard a few little sounds. But there was a big piano that the grandmother loved to play. And imagine this house was like an old-fashioned house where the middle of the hallway,
Like a big foyer.
like a huge foyer,
Yeah.
with going through the majority of the house, had a big piano, grand piano. Was it a grand piano? It might have been.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was a piano. And so they, just towards the end of their investigation, they were like, we heard that you like playing notes on the piano.
Well, no, they heard notes. They
That's
heard somebody press
they
down
did.
the piano.
They heard the piano, and they were like, do you like playing the piano? Can we play a note? And they tapped on the piano.
And the moment
they did, every single door, and when I mean that, I
Door
mean
and
all
window.
12 doors, 15 windows, whatever, in the entire house started to vibrate violently.
And the
it wasn't an
chandelier was
earthquake.
shaking.
It was the house.
Yeah, responding to. I mean, when you see the video, you'll know what he's saying.
And it scared the fucking shit out of them.
Me too.
They bounced.
Oh, yeah.
That was the end of their
and
investigation.
even after they left the house, they turned the camera around because they heard it again.
Yeah. Like it was happening while they were outside.
While they were outside.
Like that, to me,
If that was faked, then they deserve
an Oscar,
an award or some shit because it looks so believable.
Yeah.
It looks so good. And they're using...
I think I remember I showed Vanessa and she just instant chills all down.
See,
And I was like, it just...
I still go back to that video just because that's one of the ones that actually got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to... It's like something at that level that's hard to reproduce, you know?
It's just, I don't know. And I wouldn't be able to go into that house again. Nowhere near it.
I would do it.
You'd go in?
I'd go in, yeah.
You wouldn't play with the piano?
If there's more people in there.
How many?
If I'm by myself, no, I'm not going to do that.
Even if it was just me and you?
All right, for that house, I'd say 5 people. Enough for me to be like, move!
5 people and someone in the car with it started, ready to fucking go. Yeah.
They just see us.
Yeah, just go! Getaway cars. Seriously, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's scary.
And
I
Ouija
don't know.
boards, they use Ouija boards a lot on Mindseed as well too. And I know people feel some kind of way about it in regards to
That can
people's.
open up portals and shit. I mean, really,
What do you mean it can?
it opens up a portal.
How do you know that?
I'm saying you're opening up the possibility to bring anything that's around you in.
In from what? The dead world?
Whatever,
Death?
whatever
Hell?
it is. Yeah, I don't know.
You
It's
believe
hell.
that?
Yeah.
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Fuck no, and I will not.
I have.
I will not.
We used when we were younger, and my buddy who was with it, we was in my bedroom in our house, our old house growing up, and my buddy swore up and down that he saw his dead father in the window, no, in the mirror, and then we never played with it again.
Yeah, fuck that.
But I
Right,
didn't see
right.
it. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen people like Mindseed and that they do those.
But
every
why,
once in a
though?
while, and it just
like Ouija boards are mass produced. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but they're a game. They were marketed as a game.
They were marketed as a game.
So what would be in this thing that could, as you said, open a portal to the land of the dead or to the next world or whatever it is?
I mean,
How?
maybe whoever's making it is putting a
Like a crystal
curse
in
on
it?
or something. Yeah, I mean,
Mattel?
or maybe
No, I don't know who makes
maybe it's just through the human spirit. If you believe that something's going to come through, and there's 2 or 3 of you that believe the same thing, it can cause something to happen.
But see, I don't though. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't.
I mean, I think you and I would be fine, but I'm not using one. That's just not fucking happening.
Well, same. No, like my mom's the same way. She won't even have one in the house.
No, I remember one
Yeah.
time I told you this. We had a yard sale.
Yeah.
And we were putting out a box, and my dad saw it, and he was like, "Nope." They immediately took it to the trash can out by the road, threw it in the trash, and was like, "They can get it." Like, he didn't even want to sell it to somebody.
Where?
He was like,
Why did y'all have it?
We emptied out someone's house.
Oh,
and they had it
and
packed
they
up,
had
and
a
I was
Ouija
like,
board.
I can't even believe it was in the basement for like a couple
Wow.
weeks. And he was like, "Nope, I don't want to sell this to anybody. I don't want it in my house. It's going in the trash." I mean, and that was it. I was like, "Yeah." Like,
Well, that
no
would explain
thanks.
the ghost of the landfill. You threw that bitch away.
Yeah, really. Other than Mindseed, though, the only other channel I've watched frequently is Twin Paranormal. It's the guys, the young kids.
Yeah.
They're twins, and they have the black and gold hair, and they have tattoos all over themselves.
You've probably shown me videos
And
before, but
they do a lot. They don't really do ghost hunting. They go to haunted places to try to find out what happened. And they do a lot of communication. They'll say, "Hey, my name is this. This
Spirit
person's
boxes,
this."
things like that.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Who are you? Who are we speaking to?" And it'll say a name. Eventually, it'll say a name, and then they'll go, what happened to you?" And eventually, later on throughout, it'll go hanging or drowning. Like they'll get keywords throughout the investigation to be able to put the story together, and it'll actually match the history of the area that they're at. I would say this is probably about 50 to 60% of the time that this works.
Right.
The other time they go and really not much happens. It's kind of boring to watch because you're kind of like, you're waiting for something.
waiting for it to happen.
And even they're kind of like, well, no. But they make a big deal out of the little things.
That seems more legit.
Right. And
Because
that's
stuff
why I
is not
watch it
right.
because it's like they go after skinwalkers. They go after demons. And they've been in places where it's been really bad. So bad that they actually had a demon attached to one of them.
And see, that's one of the things that's weird about me. I'm more inclined to believe into something that nobody else is. Everybody else is so willing to believe in ghosts, and I'm not saying there's not an afterlife. I'm just saying the majority of the stuff that people think are ghosts are not. It's just a knock. It's just something that you saw in the corner of your
Right.
eye or something.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less people in the world that believe in aliens, and I believe in aliens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, I definitely believe it.
Although I say nowadays more people believe in aliens than...
Well, ever since the government
50
came
years
out,
ago.
and they didn't say anything about aliens, but they admitted that UFOs are real.
Right. Well,
Which is-
just
Yeah.
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Now, aliens, skinwalkers, I'm not so sure. I've never.
But skinwalkers,
Here's my thing about all that kind of stuff: skinwalkers, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, all that
but
bullshit.
what are skinwalkers to you? What are they?
What are they to me?
Yeah. No,
Nothing.
like what do you think they are? Where do they come from? Bigfoot is just a big fucking half man, half monkey
That does not exist.
that may exist. We're
Then-
not going there.
Then why is there not any footage or picture that's not blurry? They're all blurry because that's the only way they can pass it.
We're not going there.
Oh.
Skinwalkers, what are they?
A hoax.
Okay, what are they?
What are they?
Yeah, like
what do
what
people
is a
say they are?
skinwalker? Yeah.
So everything that I've seen is people are saying that they are these beings that can change form, and they can mimic people's voices, mimic sounds to make you believe. Like, for example, if right now, me and you could hear Vanessa's voice out in the hallway. And we'd go out there and it would be like a and just fucking something grab you and eat you. That would be a skinwalker. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. Correct. So skinwalkers are essentially witches.
Okay.
That are able to transform into other creatures to deceive a person into coming closer to them.
Now, this comes from Native American history,
Not
correct?
necessarily. Wendigos are from Native American history, and they are more of a Indian witch or an Indian, what were they called? Shaman that was close to a lot of the spiritual world. Wendigos are a lot more dangerous than skinwalkers. Wendigos directly try to draw people in to kill them in some fashion.
I'm getting the distinct. I'm getting a feeling that you might have done some research into this.
I know these things.
I know these things.
Skinwalkers are more typically just witches, just evil fucking people that basically can. And most of the time, the depiction is this weird white looking, half human, half alien looking shit, just walking around.
Yeah.
But they can transform into a deer. They could transform into a lion, a tiger. Like apparently they could transform into anything that would cause someone fear or bring them closer so that they can scare.
So why is there no legitimate, clear video of this?
There probably is.
Where?
But you and I see everyone and go, that's fake. You know what I mean? How do we know that every single video out there of skinwalkers are fake?
Because it looks fake.
But that could be, if in person, it might look like, that looks like somebody in a fucking suit, and it's not. You know what I mean? You can't 100% discredit every video because there might be some that they were like, you know what? I'm posting this because I want the world to see it. And then it turns into, people, that looks fake. And that person nearly died because they had a real legitimate experience with a skinwalker.
Again, it's one of those things where I would have to experience it. Okay, we're at your house right now.
Yeah.
My nephews are 5 and 3, almost 3.
Right.
If we went out into your backyard and was just hanging out before I went home or something, and I heard one of their voices out in the woods, okay, I would kind of be like, what? I'd call my brother and be like, where are the boys? And if he's like, what do you mean they're with me? I'd be like, okay, I'll call you back. Then I would be like, there's something. Something's going on.
Well, but see, that's the problem. When do you and I get off our fucking fat ass and go do something like that? We don't. You know what we do? We're the typical American citizen. We go home. We sit at home. We don't really go outside unless it's for the animals or to cut the grass. We stay inside. We watch TV. We watch our phones. Our faces are buried inside some sort of electronic device.
Yeah.
Then you go to work to bury your face more into electronic device.
Yeah.
And then you go in your car, and maybe if you're paying attention, you might see an accident. Woo! Then you go home and you rinse and repeat. You and I, the most experience you and I have is this past weekend. We just tried a bunch of different stuff.
So you're saying that if we
took ourselves,
if we didn't live the professional working lives that we have, if we didn't have a 9-to-5 weekday work,
right,
and we took that time instead of going to work, traveled and did the things, we see more of this stuff.
Something, yeah, because it's there, but we're not. I'm not saying we're refusing to see it, but we're not
giving it the chance.
Yeah, we're not exposing ourselves to the possibility of seeing things that we can't explain. And there's no denial on that.
No, I can't deny it.
If you and I, if we for some reason become rich in the next couple of years, and we can like go, hey, let's just go to a haunted location. Let's go check it out, and we have a horrific experience there. Your mind's going to change quickly and go, you remember when I talked about how I didn't believe any of this shit?
That's what I'm saying. I would have to see it. Now I don't want to see it. I don't want to.
I don't really want to,
but I would have to. I would have to. Now, there's one thing: the details that people create. Now, granted, there are writers. There are good people that write. Mm-hmm. There's this guy who does this video of where he interviews people who claim to have been abducted by aliens, who have claimed to have seen skin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He did. He started the video out with. He goes, "This is one of the scariest interviews I've done since starting this channel." And he's talking to this guy. I think it's somewhere up north, like in New Jersey or something. But him and his friends were hanging out in some like old abandoned building kind of near a construction site or something. And they hear things moving around. And at one point they finally see what they've been hearing coming over this big pile of rocks and dirt and stuff. And it was like a werewolf. He describes its body in so much detail and what it was doing. At one point, it lifted its leg to like piss, like a dog and stuff. But it stood up on its hind legs, like stuff. Like, and this is like a 50-minute podcast. And this guy's the detail. Like I remember listening to the whole thing, going bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And then after a while, I was like, This guy is reliving a memory.
Yeah.
So it's one of two things. Either it's bullshit and he's just really good at bullshit, or he thinks that he saw this.
Right. It's scary. I mean, that kind of stuff is scary.
Yeah. That kind of stuff just wigs me the fuck out. I don't know what I would do. I just don't know what I would do.
That's like, you remember that movie that we watched years ago, and it was based on a true story. And it was up in Alaska. It had Mila Jovovich in it. She was like the reporter or something like that.
Okay.
And it was something about Jovovich, whatever. And it was about like the snowy owl, the white owl that people would see before they got abducted by the alien.
No.
You don't remember seeing that movie? I swear I thought we saw it. It was like the Blue Code or something. It was based on real events that happened in Alaska.
We need to look it up.
Where, and I remember watching it with my mom, and afterwards me and her looked at each other and we were like, what in the world? Like, because they use real audio from what happened, what was recorded inside of the movie to make it more realistic.
More authentic, yeah.
And apparently these people had horrible, like they were depressed. And of course, you're in Alaska. That's, it's going to happen. But they were getting super depressed and they were seeing a therapist and they were telling the therapist, like, I haven't been feeling right. And then they would say, last night I saw an owl in my room and I don't remember anything after that. And apparently they were getting abducted somehow and they were having like side effects. Like they were going into convulsions and they were speaking in some weird tongue they never spoke. Like it was
like the owl was like heralding the abduction.
Yeah, like it was like a warning right before they were getting abducted, and it was weird as shit though. But like the people's accounts on what happened are so in detail. Like you said, either they're really good at telling a story, like really good,
yeah,
and even having the emotion. Maybe they were being a good actor,
right. Or
it happened. It happened, and the recordings are there to prove that, hey, this sounds like it could have been made up, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember watching that, and I was like, if I see a fucking white owl in North Carolina, I'm going to be...
I saw, what's funny? I saw one when we went to Alaska.
Oh, yeah?
At the Raptor Center.
Maybe you're getting abducted next.
Please. It's been over
but
years.
that was like a animal area anyway. Yeah. So
It came out and they're like, this is Steve the White Owl. And I'm like, no! Sir, calm down.
Please. It's not my time.
Yeah, this is. I heard about Alaska.
Y'all get abducted up in this bitch.
But see, that's why I don't. But the thing with Bigfoot, and I know there's believers of Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff, but people are always talking about they see them all over the world. He's in Mongolia. He's in the northern part of the United States. He's here. He's there. He's blah and blah and blah.
Right.
Then show me if he's there. Go find the motherfucker and take a clear video or picture.
Plot twist: what if the people that do end up getting some form of clear picture or something are the ones that go missing?
What? You mean it's a conspiracy?
No, like as if the Bigfoot knows, oh shit, they got me. And then go and then just dum, and then takes them and gets rid of them. You know?
Every one of them?
I mean, how many are there? I
don't
there's
know.
A lot
People
of
say it all
hunting.
the time.
There's a lot of people.
I've heard people in North Carolina say where they are.
Right. But okay, then how do you explain the experience that they're having?
What
animals out there that would act in that manner?
Anything. If you look out in the woods long enough, you can probably make out something and be like, "That's a fucking dinosaur." You know what I'm saying? You don't know. I mean, I'm just saying you can't picture you can't look off in the distance and be like, "Oh, I know exactly what that's this leaf doing this to that branch and all that kind of stuff." People. That's what I'm saying. People want to believe this stuff. They want to see.
So that
Bigfoot.
goes back to my original point. What if the mass belief in something
is what creates
it real?
I mean, then we need an experiment. Then we need 50 people all together. Yeah, I did see that.
For the record, it wasn't both of these.
The lights are flickering.
The lights are flickering in this room, but not the other room.
Bigfoot. It's Halloween.
And why would both lights be flickering?
Is somebody out in the hallway screwing with it?
No, there's no light. The light switch is right here. This one and the one over there.
Okay, well, let's just
and if the power goes out, we're losing the podcast.
No, so far we're good.
Wait. What's this? Or is that when we were just?
I think we were just stopped. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Good thing we're almost.
You notice
done.
how he just stopped after we just stopped talking about that?
Bigfoot,
okay,
I'm
folks.
sorry. Yeah, Bigfoot, I'm sorry. Don't mess with the lights.
That's. Well, then I'd fucking get my guns out and I'd be like, all right, we're doing this. No, but really, all right. Back to my original point.
that
Before,
was
if
weird.
it starts flickering again while I say this, we're moving on.
Right. Okay.
I think the natural belief, a mass belief in a group of people, and there's a lot of people in the world that believe in this. The mass belief could create this either an illusion, which could be the effects of something that people would want to see, or a Bigfoot, something that people will never get a clear image of because it's only the spirit of it. It's only the energy of it because everyone's energy is creating enough energy to cause something like that.
But I don't think it's that deep. I think that people are out in the woods and they're like, they want to see it so bad that they see a mass of branches together and go, "That's fucking Bigfoot."
Right.
I think not all of it. I think a lot, because people have talked about seeing it like move around and seeing it feed, or seeing a Bigfoot with a little tiny Bigfoot. It's child, presumably.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know people see detailed things. It's just, I think it's remarkable in this time with everybody carries a very, very good phone with them at all times.
Very true.
Why there has nothing been caught yet.
I think instead of like trying to find my video, I'd pull up Marco Polo and I'd record it through there.
And just show it there.
Yeah, because you know how it is, trying to open your camera, swipe over to video. By the time you get it up, for me, I'm like, Marco Polo.
Right.
I mean, it just, I don't know.
I don't know.
I will have to note that those lights, since I installed them, have not done that.
How long have they been installed?
It's been months.
And it wasn't just that one. That one did it too.
Well, that one did it twice, and then both of them did it at the same time. But what's weird is the computer didn't. It's not the power.
The computer's good.
It's the lights.
That's weird.
Again, that's why I was sitting here going,
So on that note, I think we'll go ahead and call it for the Halloween episode.
before something happens.
Right,
yeah,
for sure.
Because that was a little strange, folks.
Yeah, that was weird. Good talk.
Yes.
I still, at some point, we will go to a haunted place.
Yes.
And try to, and you will swear to me.
I'm not going to jump scare you.
You will fucking not fuck
until
around.
we get in the building. When we're in the building, I won't do it anymore.
No, you won't do it on the ride there. Nothing. It will cease. We're not doing it. I need to be calm. We'll have to take some gummies or something. I'm not going to be able to cope.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, because I need you to be on edge.
I will be on edge.
If you're...
I want edge now.
Trying to be calm, and we walk in and something goes, you're going to freak the fuck out. But at least if I'm scaring you on the way, you're going to be like, God damn it. And then when we get there, if something makes a noise, you're going to go, Zach, stop. And I'm going to go, that wasn't me. So it makes it better for you.
I mean, we're going to have to, I definitely I'm open to the idea of trying something like that.
We should.
Yeah, we should. Either way, I think it's going to call it for this week. Help Us Understand Podcast. Send us an email at helpuspod@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about our episodes. If you have any ideas, something you want us to talk about, and just let us know how we're doing. You can also check us out on YouTube. Help Us Understand Podcast on YouTube. We're also on Spotify and Apple iTunes. And
maybe after a year, we'll finally get that phrase down.
I know. Good Lord. I don't know why I can't remember it.
Help us
Understand Podcast. And then helpuspod@gmail.com is the
right.
Yeah. Oh. And I will post the link to that YouTube video from Mindseed about the piano. Definitely check that out. That is a great video.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think that's it for this week. We will get another one next week, and that was it. I'm Josh.
I'm Zach. What? I was. Oh,
I was Josh.
There we go. See, we're fucking up. The lights and everything are messing with us.
That's messed up.
All right.
Say it.
All right. I was Zach.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.